Hello, Capricorn, to another timeless love variant reading, where if you're here in Capricorn being in your Sun, Rising, and or Jupiter position, you may be in search of universal justice. And if you're here for Moon, Mercury, and or Venus being in a Capricorn position, you may be in search of emotional redemption, which I would ask you check out my sister channel. The link can be found below for further content to help assist you on that matter. To know that the love variant covers whatever the love variant reading wants to discuss, whether it's about being single, partnered up, romantic, platonic, twin, karmic, polyamory, marriage, widow, divorced, you name it. It will be found here. It will be talked about. All right, Capricorn. You've done a little bit of neglecting. I'm not gonna front. There's something you're neglecting a little bit, all right? I'm not really interested to know why you've neglected it, because you will have your personal reasons that, yes, you will need to find your own personal reading, I guess, or book it to see how we can make it more private and a more, possibly provide a more linear solution for you instead of this collective mess. But I do see neglect and abandonment and I'm hearing the word debauchery, whatever the fuck that means. I don't even know what that means right now. Interesting. Ether doesn't really want to read for you, Capricorn. Did we go through this shit again? Yeah, we did. Last time, the last reading I did this, Ether didn't really want to read for you. I think it was in your sign. Anyway, so, I mean, it looks like I wouldn't be surprised if not many major arcanas would show up in your reading at this time. All right, because the part that wants to be read doesn't want to be discussed by Ether. So Ether wants to make it clear that not only do you possess the strength to get yourself out of this shit, but whatever it is, you were given a solution before to the very problem. So this is not a new thing. This is not about being ignorant to a new topic that you don't know about. This is something that you do know about. We're given a solution, maybe even dabbled with it, and you gaslit the situation. So see where that may make sense. But yeah, again, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if major arcanas would not show up in this reading. But then it would also not really necessarily blow my mind if nothing but major arcana showed up, because it's like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. Like, I know, but then I'm like, uh-oh, it's in the hands of like, quote unquote, randomness of the cards showing up to see what we're left with, because Ether's getting a big no. I'm seeing X's across the table that she don't want to be involved in the debauchery of mess that you've created for yourself, and think that you can get away with this bullshit. She's getting a very defensive. All right, so there's something that you know already about yourself, Capricorn, that you in ways already, you have too much healing powers under your skin to produce this manipulative, sarcastic pretend of a I'm still victim mindset. Like, you've done now healed so far and beyond to where your bullshit may have resided at one point. So how dare you give this shit to other people you know don't deserve this disrespect? All right. She's rolling up her sleeve. Let's get to it. Let's get to it, because this is gonna be interesantis. You don't know what that was? Interesting. Interesantis. Interesting. Things will never make sense, all right? They're not meant to. But if you don't even get involved, they will never make sense, and with right. All right, we have the Eight of Wands, followed by the Father of Wands. So it said fathered by, right, is what came out of my mouth. So the Eight of Wands is fathered by the Father of Wands, which means you are in absolute control of the debauchery of a mess that you are doing for yourself, because you're answering to something and thinking to act in a way that you're acting, and you are giving yourself the idea that you are not only the leader, follow the leader, but you have what it takes. You don't deserve this shit either. But ring-a-ling-a-ling, Ether is saying, wait a minute. Why do you feel so empowered right now? Is there someone responsible for that shit? Because if so, it's not follow the leader as in you. It's paying respect to the leader that you got your healing from. Oh, by the way, right now, these are minor arcanas. Ooh, holy grail. All right, we have the Five of Cups. All right, Five of Cups is saying life is not that golden right now. All right, whatever it is you're paying attention to is exactly the distraction you need to keep seeing that shit on repeat. Because, hold up. If you were to talk to a stranger right now, wouldn't you think you can have a very mature conversation? Like you got it going on? Like you have that person intrigued when they leave your space and maybe never see you again because this person was a stranger. They're always going to reflect to that time and space where they shared that moment of randomness with you, and they boost you up. They boost you up because you provided them with something. But meanwhile, whatever it is that you gave has you stuck in the rut. So somebody is taking your energy and you don't even know what to do with it yourself. But the one thing that you're also not doing is respecting the masses at this time. And maybe you have your reasons. Maybe you have your conspiracy topics and facts that validate the arrogant vibe that you have going on for yourself. That's true. That is absolutely true. But then why the fuck is a Five of Cups here? If you were really adamant in following the passions of your behavior and your voice and your soul and your reason, then there is no need to suffer. Because you're just on that wave that even if there's some shit along the way, you're like, whatever. Does it need my attention or is it good? Oh, look at that. That major arcana showed up. Wee-hoo. Beautiful. All right, the Star card. Why would this Star card come up? Because you are answering to someone. It would be very adamant and very poignant to remember that you do need to answer to something. You will always answer to something. You will always answer to something. Whether you're not supplying an answer, you're mute, you can't speak, you will always answer to something. It is the natural rhythm of how energies exist in the time and space of all of existence. Life, however, has given you a chance to be autoimmune. So being autoimmune is being automatically in tune with your own immunity. And that immunity you can keep on a sustainable energetical field that even if you fuck up and accidentally hurt people, you know how to act so that way you heal the kinks. The goal is to be the star, because right now you're not looking like or at the star. That once upon a time you are pretending a bit that you were a yogi, following a yogi, believe on the philosophies of such, but you were doing a lot of negative karmic shit. This is a weird energy. It's weird. The trickle of how much power you have is very small for as powerful it also is right this time, because you're immersed in absence of light. And do you know what absence of light is? Darkness. So you're sitting with your fucking self. Not to say that you are not of light, is that the light, when you look at you, you're probably not glowing in the dark, right? Are you glowing in the dark? No, but does that mean you can still be of light? Yes, because to have the colors of the rainbow within you is to admit that you have the root chakra, sacral chakra, your solar plexus, heart chakra, throat, etc. If you don't believe in that shit, you can go back into music and understand music therapy, why music therapy works, and why psychiatrists who don't prescribe medication but go to behavioral cognitive therapy to help induce the mind and tame the groundedness. It's all called coping skills. But some of you have manipulated some of these coping skills and become very anal to very much keep the shit that you're on a secret, and not paying at least a little bit of respect to who put you there. Even if it was you. It's not your light that took you where you needed to be right now, because for that you either admitted it or took somebody else's glow, somebody else's energy to be able to get to where you are now. Because someone in your mind comes up right now who may be irresponsible, whether it's your mother, your father, your sibling, your cousin, that stranger across your street from 5 minutes ago, from 5 years ago, from 20 years ago. Your dreams who keep telling you that something or someone is going to be taunted by the reality of what you come to see, and you still suffer with the dialogue and how to make that ring true. But instead of being excited that you have the power of the gift to bring sense to something, you are turning your other way and feeling guilty. And that's the part where wherever you are in understanding where you are in this position of resonancy, if you were to slow that down a little bit and re-looked or took a look again at everything in your arsenal, the weapon of choice to get to where you need to be is right in front of you. And you don't actually have to pick up a weapon and do anything. You don't have to answer to negativity. You don't have to answer and be a bully and do what everyone else thinks that you may need to have to do. To become a meme warrior, a meme fucking, like, you don't have to do it, but you're choosing to do it, but you're blaming ether in a way for doing it. Why? Do it or don't do it. You have a choice not to do. Because those two people is not going to really make that much of a difference, but at least you reach two people, and in your world that may make a difference. Whatever it is though, if it made a difference with two people liking it, then what's the issue? You're still holding on to something. You're second guessing yourself. If you're second guessing your work, you're second guessing your audience. I don't know what it is you're doing, but there's an anchoring of some kind wherever you are into legitimacy of resonating with any of this energy so far. A lot of you have disconnected yourself already from people. And some of you have disconnected recently with people that probably wasn't a good idea. Because there's something to foster within this relationship or this relation of some kind that actually it teaches you. If anything, it teaches about your ego, because a lot of you have sexual tendencies of longing. And until you get that under wraps, you will consistently consider other people to be putting you in a position of being the victim. And if you are the victim, you're blaming someone, putting you in this victimhood. But if there really wasn't anything done physically or tangibly by this person that you think you're being made victim of or by, then you're not allowing yourself in a way to maybe learn from these differences. Because whoever recently in the last 6 months crossed your path, you've kind of like are avoiding this individual, and when you shouldn't. And at this point, it's also getting to the point where it's up to the other individual to rekindle this type of relation with you, platonic or romantic, because you want it to be romantic and the other just wants to keep it platonic. But what you don't see about the platonic relationship that is desired is that it's already romantic. If you really have someone and you've managed, not have someone, let's say you want to manifest someone to be the perfect person for you. Even in twin flame unions, you understand you can never possess a person. You can never ask someone to keep choosing you. You never make a request. It is a natural thing. And so if the person that wants to keep it platonic with you may have an essence of keeping things in a natural rhythm of two humans enjoying each other's company, I don't think you're ready to see it on a platonic viewpoint because you're threatened by that possibility. This other person is actually of no threat, is in a relationship, is doing their own thing, but you are, with the King of Wands energy here, so adamant to get that too. And that get that too energy is so childish and so unnecessary and so uncalled for and immature that it will keep you thinking and imagining that you have to keep manifesting and fantasizing on getting something instead of actually permeating the already existence of already having that there is no separation between already having it and it coming into your hands, or understanding that you need to manifest it and call it forth. I don't know, it's getting wishy-washy here at this point. I gotta get out of this shit. So keep going. Four of Cups. You know, this fucking Cups energy. Some of you are hiding behind alcohol and are getting taunted by like severe hangovers. And other bullshit along the way. Because you're not necessarily seeing the good side of the Ace of Swords here just yet. All right, with all this cup energy around this beautiful energy, this is why I feel like you're not getting so much blessings of major arcanas at this point. Because your blessing for yourself is that you need to make sense of the things in your mind coming from your third eye. All right, your third eye being a bit codependent from your mind because it makes sense of all that it is that you are. And if it tries to fulfill all your wishes, but until you get rid of the toxic shit, the wishes won't even be accepted by even you if they're right in front of you, because you will not only second guess them, you will not reach out, you will slap the existence of opportunity right out of your hands, and you also fucking know it because you can talk about this shit. You talk about this shit. You talk about your pain very easily because in a way you still see yourself as a victim of this energy, which are you to blame for that? No. But to stay in this position is going to accrue artificial light. All right, this artificial sense that you are healed, artificial people, artificial wealth, and artificial richness is going to be manifested. Because how do you know that they're artificial? Because one, you're never really truly comfortable. You never can really talk about the truth of your honesties. You never really feel that you are in alignment, and you understand that you're either a victim or being made a victim of in all the relationships that you carry. Look at that. We're wrong here with these major arcanas. Anyway, the Emperor here. So the Emperor is testing your energy. That's that King of Wands, the Emperor. All right? You're really stuck here in that Emperor energy with the Three of Swords. You're stuck in your past. You keep thinking that the good things that are coming and the way that they are representing themselves in your life is not to be trusted. Which is so sad for you, because the only thing that's really happened is you're misguided, you're misjudged, you're misjudging the purpose of how you've become already so successful in everything that you've kind of wanted in this life. In a way, the blessings of royalty is one page of a turn away. One page turn away. For others of you, you're suffering with sexual identity, or sexual exploitation or sexual addiction. While others of you are also dealing with severe alcohol abuse. And if it's not severe, it's could become severe in a way that if you don't allow yourself to get yourself a break in a way for just you time, so you can reflect with the Nine of Cups energy, you're going to deplete the purpose of why you work as hard as you do. And you're going to overwork so many hours, and actually be actually not, like, how can I say this? If you don't take time for yourself, every moment that you choose others in the form of social engagements or social interactions are also not going to help you on your self-care journey, because you're neglecting a bit also yourself and your self-care. Some of you, not all right? Some of you are in this egocentric energy of this is all me, like very metrosexual, and you're paying attention to all aspects of yourself. And you're doing that so that way some of you are doing it so you can control the narrative of the relationship or the relationships that you want. Right? The Emperor has control. He wouldn't be the Emperor if he lacked control. Okay? So you are, no matter what the fuck is going on, you're in control. You may also say to other people, I'm in control of how many beverages, of alcoholic beverages I drink. You're in control of your medication. You're in control of the way you, quote unquote, harm yourself. But it's also not true, because ultimately I think you'd rather choose none of it. But because some of it has been a stigma of social acceptance, it's harder to break away and free from that, rather than resort into isolationism. And that isolation is just being taught how to be have self-care, have self-wellness at the cost of just having boundaries. And then once you establish yourselves with that acknowledgement, then you can go out into the social aspects of life and understand you never needed to give up socializing. You never needed to give up going to the bar. Just maybe certain choices at the bar need to be made differently. When you never need to stop going dancing. Healing doesn't mean you're void of partying or shaking that ass. It's not in void of. It's to understand a narrative that is fed and understood by your perspective. But it's easier and becomes easier to control life if you understand your own perspectives rather than another person's perspective taking shape in your existence. All right, Capricorn, it seems like that is all that I have for you at this time. Again, if you like any of my services, check out the description box below. I look forward to working with you in more ways than we are already interconnected. May you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.